Welcome to Wrestling Replay. It's Cato here with your WWE Spring Cleaning, I guess. I guess it's time again where you release a lot of talent that you could possibly use on your roster, right? Um, just looking at this list is a lot of people who I don't understand really what the thinking or logic is behind it, but um they released their free agents as of today. Let's go and run down this list really quick. We have Peyton Royce, right? Not only do you have Peyton Royce, you also have Billy Kay, who was released. You release Peyton Royce and Billy Kay when you're short of women tag teams that you need to have. For one, you break up the Iconics, right? I'm not saying that they was the best tag team in the world, but they were still a tag team that you need, and it was pretty entertaining at what they did, right? After you break them up, you realize, hey, I don't know what to do with these two women as singles wrestlers. Billy Kay seemed to have found a little way along the SmackDown locker room, just being her, comedic self, right? And Peyton Royce looked like she was on prime to really get a nice little push as a singles competitor, but that ended very quickly. Now you fire both women. Well, release both women. Fire is kind of harsh, I guess, but you release both women. Your women's division, tag team division, is actually suffering right now, but it gets better. They also released Mickie James. You release a veteran like Mickie James who could easily have teamed up with Natalya better than Tamina. You got to team Mickie James from Monday Night Raw and Natalya from SmackDown. A nice little crossover, right? A tag team of veterans who have been women champion before. That would have been a great tag team to have, and yet again, a weak tag team division on your women's roster. Mickie James could have been that leader role in, the Raw locker room, while Natalya's the leader role and that veteran role in the SmackDown locker room that the younger talent, the ones that you're bringing up from NXT like that, could look up to and get some guidance from and stuff like that. So you let go of Mickie James. You let go of Chelsea Green. She really didn't even have a chance after she was brought up to the main roster. Didn't really have a chance because she was injured most of the time. But I'm pretty sure she'll find somewhere to go. You released Tucker. Understandable. Understandable that you released Tucker because when you broke up Heavy Machinery, a tag team that the men division could use as well, a tag team that the fans loved as well, a tag team that was actually gaining momentum and steam, and you broke them up and had no type of real feud between Tucker and Otis, no really good reason of why they broke up. It was a poor storyline, so I don't understand the reason of wanting to cut Tucker. Wanted to cut him, but maybe it was something backstage that the casual fans and everyone is not privy to. But looking back at it, it made no sense to break up a team like Heavy Machinery. Actually, Heavy Machinery was your only healthy powerhouse tag team. AOP got hurt; they had to sit out. Viking Raiders, they just returned; they were sitting out. This tag team at least was healthy, performing, and had a nice fan base behind them. You let go Kalisto. I guess the Lucha House Party is no more. I actually like the feud that was happening within the Lucha House Party when Kalisto first returned. That was a pretty good feud. You could have made something out of that. Now, the problem with WWE and the way they do the Luchadors, it's like they put them in a box. It's like Luchadors aren't good enough to be, your United States champion or live in that era, live in that spot, in that system, in that ranking part. They aren't good enough to be your world champions anymore. They can't live there. Randy Orton, you'll never see a Randy Orton drop back down. But a luchador, it's so hard for them to even get up past the 205 level. But nonetheless, Kalisto could have found a great home in NXT. I would not mind seeing him compete for that North American Championship. So I don't understand why you let a talent like Kalisto go. Granted, you did let a talent like Andrade go because you didn't know what to do with him, which is insane because we all seen and know how talented he is. Now, I'm not sure if that's a situation where Andrade just wasn't happy anymore in the company, not for the fact that he wasn't being used because he wasn't, but just maybe he was like, just wasn't as comfortable in the WWE anymore. I don't know. Maybe he wanted, something new, something fresh. That could also be the case. But nonetheless, you did let a talent like Andrade walk away. He should have been living in your Intercontinental, your United States championship range, possibly touching those world titles, possibly touching the Universal title matches. That's how good he was. So it made no sense for you guys to let him go. You also let go of Wesley Blake. Wesley Blake and Cutler could have easily been a tag team to fill a nice void in that tag team division. They would have fit so perfect in that tag team division. Even if you put these guys back down in NXT, these guys were good enough in the ring that they should have a job somewhere. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Wesley Blake pop up on AEW or something like that, because he was pretty talented in the ring. Granted, he was, kind of locked up in that tag team most of the time. But I'm just shocked to see someone like him go of his caliber and not use him or continue to use him inside of maybe that faction they was in, the Forgotten Sons, or, rebuild something like that. Maybe a feud with him and Cutler feuding with Elias and Riken, like, oh, you just let us go, don't go through your own thing with Elias. That could have been a nice little feud, a little going home feud for him. So it's like you have these talents and you just let them go when you can't figure out nothing to write for them or a storyline to put for them. Mojo Rawley, you let go of Mojo Rawley. That's fair. I'm gonna say that's fair because I'm pretty sure Mojo Rawley isn't happy with just chasing around R-Truth his whole career. You tried wardrobe changes, you tried attitude changes, and it just wasn't clicking. So maybe WWE and Mojo Rawley just won't click together, and that's fine because some places aren't for everybody. And it's no diss to Mojo Rawley because he may go to another company, no matter what promotion it may be, and he may flourish in that company. And, his attitude and his style may fit perfect for someone else. You let go of Bo Dallas. Once again, I'm not mad, but I'm mad. I'm not mad for the fact you let go of Bo Dallas because we haven't seen Bo Dallas in who knows how long. But I am upset because Bo Dallas would have been a perfect fit for the Wyatt family if you want to do a Wyatt family reemergence. He would have been a perfect fit for someone like The Fiend. He would have been a perfect fit for a tag team with his brother. Bo Dallas, he's good on a microphone. He can make the crowd love or hate him. He showed you that already as a young talent. He was actually one of your top young talents when he was brought up to the main roster. So I find it hard to believe that you couldn't find a spot for somebody like Bo Dallas. That's just crazy to me. Now, his promos, his creepy voice would have definitely been a perfect fit, even if you was going to bring him back for the person that Alexa Bliss wants to prove to the Fiend that I have someone a little bit more powerful than you, that my dark power is better than your dark power. You could have used him in that sense. And I think that him and his brother would have put on a hell of a match. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's a situation where they decided to keep Bo Dallas and they feel like his ceiling had been reached, and they just kept him there because, the ties with his family, his brother and his father being, wrestlers and past wrestlers of WWE. And it was kind of like, we're going to look out for him for a while type situation. But nonetheless, someone's going to scoop up Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas is going to be a world champion somewhere else. I know that may seem like a bold statement to make, but trust me, Bo Dallas' ability to get over on the fans. Let's put it this way. MJF, he's possibly going to be a world champion in AEW at some point in his career. He isn't one of the best in-ring talents you have, but on the microphone and promo, besides Chris Jericho, he's the best you got. And that gets him over. That gets him to that next level. Bo Dallas can do that, and he's really good inside the ring. So if he goes somewhere like AEW and they allow him to use his own persona, his own attitude or character that he wants to be, he's going to end up being a world champion somewhere. And trust me, he's that good. We got to run through who else. Oh, Samoa Joe. How could I forget Samoa Joe? I think I actually saved Samoa Joe for last. Samoa Joe is a talent that WWE got their hands on just a bit too late in his career. Let's be honest. AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, WWE should have scooped them up when they first seen how popular they were in TNA. When they seen how popular they were in Impact, that was the time to scoop them up in their youth, I guess their prime youth, if that makes sense. They were still young, but they weren't at the tippy top of their career yet. They didn't really peak, but their talent level was right there. It was close. It was close. If WWE gets AJ Styles and Samoa Joe at that point of their careers, man, I can only imagine how many times these two would have been world champions. I can only imagine how many feuds that these guys would have been in, like classic feuds from then to now. And I'm not even too sure that Samoa Joe would have the same injuries that he's had, but I guess that's not fair to say. But nonetheless, right? Samoa Joe, outside of the square circle, even as an announcer, he excelled at an announcer. Are you trying to tell me that you could not find a show to put Samoa Joe on? Like, he's damn good at the announcer position. He's someone I don't mind listening. Like, I enjoy listening to him during the matches because you get that wrestler who's bring his knowledge from the ring and being in the ring with certain people and just that feeling back, and he's pouring that into the microphone. He's pouring that into the announcing position. And while you're looking at the match, he's helping bring that match to life along with the other announcers as well. They do a great job, no doubt. Now, I understand why you want to bring someone from a different brand over, because they're going to bring, their fan. You want them to bring their fan base from their previous show and their previous endeavors over to your show and hopefully get more eyes onto your show. But no way in the world I'm going to do that at the expense of a Samoa Joe. Not me personally. Of course, I'm not running the numbers back there. I'm not crushing the numbers and seeing what makes sense. I'm not looking at the views and seeing like, oh, this would give us an extra 50,000 here. Because for y'all, that's a whole money situation. Strictly from a fan point, it's no way I'm letting go of Samoa Joe. Now, Samoa Joe is definitely good enough because they have this new show, I believe, on AEW on Monday nights, something like that, on YouTube. He's pretty damn good behind that announcer table, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see Samoa Joe in a little tiff here and there. I'm not sure if he truly wants to get back in the ring at this time of his career, but he can do a little brawl or something like that. But man, it's just crazy. I hate to see it. Like this same thing last year. I think they let go maybe 16 people, 15 people last year. It's just spring cleaning time again for WWE, and it sucks because I don't think it's over. I don't think they're done. And you got to remember, we haven't seen Keith Lee in a while. We haven't seen Miriam in a while. We haven't seen Aleister Black in a while. Buddy Murphy, they seem to not be able to find what they want to do with him. Please don't let it be a situation where these guys want to be released, or that you're going to release these guys because you can't figure out what to do with this great talent that you have. And there's more guys on the shelf that we aren't seeing on the show. The Hurt Business, they're broken up. What was Alexander and Benjamin doing prior to the Hurt Business? It wasn't much. Are we going to see a situation where these guys are also released? They just lost their match to a returning Viking Raiders. That definitely hurts their stock. So, I don't know, man. I really hate this time of the year for spring cleaning. I understand why they have to do it. I understand they want to keep as much money in their pocket as possible. I understand with only having 2 main shows in the NXT. Well, they're all main shows to me now, to be honest. NXT is damn near one of the top tier shows. They have great action, great storylines, great wrestlers. NXT is a main show to me now. You have 3 main shows, but it feels like you have too many wrestlers on your hands. So I don't know what they do. Do they go and go back and start up superstars and try to make that like a premiere or at least a secondary type show where you can slow roll some of your talent or send some of your veteran talents there to help the younger talent and let them wrestle theirs until the young talent is ready to actually debut on your Monday Night Raw, your NXT, or your SmackDown, Sunday Night Heat. I don't know, but maybe a YouTube show. It seems to be working for other promotions, right? I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but I do not think the cuts are over, and it just sucks. WWE Spring Cleaning once again. A lot of good talent's gone. A lot of good talent where I think you could have definitely made some good storylines for. They're not here anymore. So that's my take on it. I would love to hear what you guys think about Spring Cleaning this go around, the talent that they released. Where do you think they'll end up? Hit me in the DM, hit me in the comment section down below. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. I'm Cato. That's all I really wanted to say. Sad day in the WWE Spring Cleaning again. I'm out of here. Peace.